Okay, now jumping back into this, where we left off before, I mentioned that we were going to talk about what we're looking at on the left-hand side over here on the screen, and then what we're going to see at the top of the page with regards to the tools that we can use on this. So on the left-hand side of the page, you see a list of different things. The top list called Places, My Places. So if you do work on this on your PC and you save places, like in this instance, we have, it's called the Nelson Farm. This is our family farm. I have saved this on there. Let's go to O&W Bridge. If I double click on that one, that's going to take us down to Big South Fork National Recreation Area, just across the state line into Tennessee. This is where I whitewater, kayak, and raft all the time. And I have marked this on here. That's a bridge. That's our usual takeout spot. We usually kayak and raft all this water here. So again, another place that's really close, the confluence. Again, on the same river. This is where we start a lot of times. So I have places like this marked. So this is going to save your spots that you work with and you save to your menu over here. At the bottom, you're going to see layers. And layers, we've already discussed what the layers are. They're different layers of different information that you can put onto this map. So let's zoom back out. And I told you before I would show you a little bit quicker way to zoom in and zoom out. I've already really done it. But let's say we want to zoom into a specific place. Say Knoxville, Tennessee. Click Knoxville, click enter, and it'll take you right to Knoxville. So we can go right to Knoxville, and you can zoom in and zoom out from there. And again, you have different layers over here that you can look at. So I did this in the first video. So let's say right now I have roads checked. So we have all these roads. So if we uncheck roads, the roads are gone. Now you can still see the roads on the photograph image, the satellite images. They're still there. You can zoom in and find the interstate easily, but they're not highlighted and they're not named. So if you put roads on there, that simply highlights those so you can find them faster, and it has the names on there. We have, let me see what else we have. I have places marked. I have borders and labels. And if you can see to the left of some of these, you have an arrow, a drop-down box. So, for instance, borders and labels, I have that checked. So if I have that checked on the primary menu, then everything under that is automatically checked. But if I want to take some things off, I can go in here and select these and take them off as well. So, like if I want to take away the labels, I could do that. And if you notice, if you look over at the map, you'll see like it says University of Tennessee has different labels. If I uncheck that, all those labels go away. So that's how the layer section works. Photographs, this is something that's kind of neat. I'll show you that in just a minute when I zoom into something else. The only thing on here that's real time is weather. If you zoom out and look at the weather, it'll show you kind of a satellite image of the cloud cover is all that shows you, but it does show you the cloud cover. I don't hardly ever use that. But those are just the different types of things that you can check and uncheck, the different types of layers that we have. Parks and recreation areas I have checked. Water body outlines, we'll check that one. You can generally see the water body outlines pretty well on here. If you look up here, it's very subtle. It's a blue line, and it generally has the water bodies. It's not always exact. So that's more for lakes than it is for streams and rivers. So I will uncheck that. So let's go to something now let's go to another place I have made on here. So this is a property that I recently bought down around the Smoky Mountains. So this is a lot, and I'm going to zoom out first. As you can see, This is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. You have Gatlinburg. Many of you probably have been to Gatlinburg. So here's Gatlinburg over here. This is Interstate 40 that goes around the park. And then as you zoom out, as you can see, what my place looks like has been minimized. You can barely see a dot on here of it. But as I zoom into it, it'll be more clear. So as you zoom in, a couple things are going to happen. One is the layers kind of change a little bit with regards to what you can see, and I'm going to show you an example of that. So right now we have park boundaries. That's the green lines. So let's say that I want to view photographs. You see photos right here, and I don't have it checked. Since we're near Great Smoky Mountains National Park, I'm sure there's a lot of photos here. And photos are from people that have uploaded photos into the system personally. So you can check photos. You're going to see some photos start popping up. They should. Okay. The further you zoom in, you'll see more photos. And for instance, there's a small one right there. It's kind of hard to see. But you click on that and it's going to show you a photo of, this case, a log cabin. Let's go over here in the park, zoom in a little bit more. So here's another photo here, just of the mountains. Over here, probably a waterfall, a creek. So you can have photos of the campground, another waterfall. So you have photos on here you can look at. So you can actually look at, if you're planning on going somewhere, you can go in and look, and there'll be pictures that people have taken, so you can kind of see what it looks like. You can see various photos here, and at different zooms, they kind of disappear and reappear sometimes. The closer you get, typically, the more photos that you can see. The further out you are, you tend not to see as many photos on the map. So that's one layer you can put on there or take off. I generally take those off because some places it can get really busy with photos on there. Another, let's see what else we need to look at. There's a Wikipedia layer on there, and if there's anything of any interest, like a university or a historical monument or something that has an entry in Wikipedia, you can link that and read about it if you would like. And another cool thing that I didn't mention earlier that's over here on this side, the right-hand side, it's called Street View. So what Google did about 10 years ago was they hired a lot of people around the world and gave them cars with a 360-degree camera on top of those cars. And they drove roads almost everywhere. And they took pictures of everywhere they drove. So now in Google Earth, you can do a street view. So if you click on that and drag it, you can drag it down to the map, and anything that's in blue, that means there's a street view of that spot. So let's just go down to a place like right here. It's going to zoom right into this road, and there's an actual picture of the road. So that's a pretty neat feature. So if you're looking for something like right here, of course, I went in the middle of nowhere next to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Let's exit Street View, and I'm going to do something here. We're going to zoom into a place somewhere else. Let's go to Paris, France. So it's going to fly us all the way across the ocean to Paris. So now here we are in Paris. And if you notice, one thing I had checked on the left-hand side is 3D buildings. So this is going to allow you to see things in 3D. So as you go down here in 3D, the closer you get, it starts angling off, and you can see buildings and things in 3D. Now, if I uncheck that, I'm not sure exactly in Paris where the Eiffel Tower is. Let's go to the Eiffel Tower. Probably right here close. Okay, so we're in the area of the Eiffel Tower now. So as we zoom in, we're going to see these buildings. We're going to see 3D. Now, if we were to turn off the 3D buildings, now it's just a flat photograph. It's not really in 3D. So that's kind of an interesting feature. So let's now do here's the Eiffel Tower, just to show you in 3D. With the 3D buildings, it's in 3D, but if we uncheck that, it'll just be a flat picture like it was taken from a satellite. So it's not in 3D any longer. So let's go back to the 3D buildings, and let's go to the street view. Let's drag it. Let's go right here. So now we're going to go down here, and there you are. You're looking at the base of the Eiffel Tower. So we can exit Street View. So this is a really cool application to use, even if you're just, like I said in the beginning, planning a vacation or something like that. It's really neat to be able to go places and see things. And that's what we're going to do in our assignments this semester. We're going to actually go and visit different places in the world kind of remotely through Google Earth. So, see if there's anything I missed over here. So now what I'll do, since I'm going to run out of time, I'm going to do a very short last part in a subsequent video on how to use these tools at the top. We probably won't get into using these till a little later in the semester, but I'll go ahead and do the video and kind of show you how to use these. These are pretty useful tools if you ever do want to do anything with these maps. It's pretty handy to be able to do these things, and it will save them to your personal computer, and that way you can go back and use these as we go through this.